Greetings, Eric Bakker, New Zealand naturopath. Thanks for checking out my video. We're going to talk about soil-based probiotics at the moment. It's a question I get asked from time to time from people. Are soil-based probiotics any good? So let's just look at this in a little bit more depth. So you know that probiotics are flavour of the month at the moment. Everybody wants to take probiotics. We've got many different types. We've got lactate, forming, lactic acid forming. We've got soil-based, which are spore-forming, or we call them SBOs, soil-based organisms. A popular one, for example, is bacillus subtilis. It's found in natto, this awful stuff that the Japanese tend to eat. It's really snotty kind of stuff. And it's got this bacterium called bacillus subtilis. So soil-based organisms were once very important for humans because a long time ago, 50 years ago, that's a long time now, 100 years ago, people didn't really have supermarkets. I can remember growing up in Australia when I think I was 9 years old and the first big supermarket came to our area. But prior to the supermarkets, people would buy groceries, from the guys that came in trucks to the house. You had the milkman once, you had the meat man, you had the vegetable, man or lady, the vegetable lady would come, whatever. And these people would have a much fresher supply of food. Today, we have supermarkets, so vegetables are trucked in from miles away. I bought some broccoli once at a supermarket because every piece looked so perfect and it had product of China. I put the broccoli in the fridge. 3 weeks later, it still looked perfect. If I cut a piece of broccoli out of my garden, within several days in the fridge, it's all limp like this. It's not really looking good. So be careful. Soil-based organisms were once very popular because people had produce much closer to home. Vegetables were cut and eaten relatively quickly, so soil may have still been adhering to this. Now, everything's sterilized. The vegetables you buy now are probably water blasted and dipped in bleach and chemicals and goodness knows what crap they put on food today. I wouldn't know because I grow a lot of food myself, but so the soil-based organisms were once consumed widely by people, and their microbiota or their gut function was different back then. They didn't have to go to Facebook to enjoy life back then. They weren't hooked on Google and the internet. They slept better. They relaxed more. They worked hard, but they ate a better quality food. They had a high nutritional content, and they also consumed more fermented, cultured foods a long time ago. So people, by default, had a much healthier gut and a bigger biodiversity of bacteria and fungi, and organisms that conferred very good health. Today, our microbiota or human bacterial gut population is shrinking. Probably like a lot of people's intelligence, it's getting narrower and narrower and narrower. So that means now people are looking at other forms of organisms to introduce into their gut, like SBOs, soil-based organisms. Do they work? I don't know. I'm not convinced. This stuff's only been around for a few years, There are different probiotics like prescription assist, for example. I've used these probiotics for patients for a while, and to be honest, I see no difference between a good probiotic, a lactic acid forming probiotic and an SBO. I see no clinical difference. In fact, I believe that the lactic acid ones work better with people than the SBOs, for many different reasons. So probiotics are very important, but here's really the kicker. The big thing with taking them is many don't survive the bypass of the stomach. They get killed off by the low pH of the gut. They get eaten under stressful situations. They get consumed along with their crappy diet. They get consumed by people who live a very imbalanced lifestyle. Supplements work best in people who understand that eating good food and living a balanced lifestyle is important for health. People that understand how to breathe properly and to drink water, and actually go to bed on time. That's when probiotics really work, because then they're going to work in a gut, which is built up by healthy diet and lifestyles to support it. Do you need SBOs, soil-based organisms, or you need the lactic acid-forming ones? My opinion, stick with the lactic acid-forming probiotics at the moment, like Lactobacillus acidophilus, and keep away from all the fancy, fluffy kind of stuff at the moment until we've done more research in it. So it's still relatively new. And people who do jump in there, it's flavour of the month at the moment, but flavours don't last like fashions quite often, so who knows. Check out Canzita Restore. When I made this product, I made sure that I put my probiotics, high quality ones, in a special capsule that actually survives the stomach bypass. It actually opens up in the small intestine and gets activated in different parts of the gut where the bacteria need to be. So, up to you. I wouldn't personally go for soil-based organisms. Some people swear by them, but then again, some people swear by a lot of funny things. Choice is yours. Thanks for tuning in.